Imagine a world in which bosses could dictate how workers manage their eyebrows, could force applicants to take pregnancy tests, and could require them to wear makeup to work. Sounds like the 1950s, but these are all policies one airline or another has had for female employees right up to the present day. Sane people everywhere welcomes the news this week that Virgin no longer force employees to wear makeup during flights, until we realised that this had even been happening in the first place. Other airlines still make their crew wear lipstick and blusher, and allowing women to wear trousers to work is only a recent development. I am wearing makeup. I often do. You may question the logic of that. One study found that women expose themselves to more than 200 harmful chemicals through their morning beauty regime before they've even left the house. We are poisoning ourselves and losing thousands of pounds and days of our lives for the privilege. If that's a mistake, it had better be one we choose, not one we are forced into, and especially not one we are forced into for fear of losing our jobs, from companies run by men.
I think you've entirely lost the plot now. This from Virgin, I'm surprised at Virgin. I think this is a load of PC virtue signalling nonsense. I can't imagine any girl who works for Virgin who would turn up for work without their makeup. 25, 26-year-old girls don't want to be without makeup because they would rather be dead than be seen without makeup.
Carole.
Seriously. And I know a lot of the Virgin hostesses, and they are the ones, they're probably the smartest people, the smartest girls around. This is, and you know, Virgin's reasons for doing this really got up my nose. They said they helps women to express themselves. Do you know, the girls don't need to express themselves. They're serving drinks and they're serving a bacon roll from the trolley. They don't need to express themselves on the plane.
So wait, if they are so determined to wear makeup, why does it matter then? Because they're not saying you're not allowed to.
I'll tell you why it matters.
They're saying you don't
Let me finish. Oh, I'll tell you why. Because they took a job, the rules were very clear. It says they're not asking them to cake themselves. All they say is lipstick and blusher. It's not a big deal. And I just think the reasons for doing this are wrong. It says we want to help people be themselves. Well, what happens if being themselves turns out to be a slovenly, bloomin' mess? I don't want to be served by someone who looks like they've just fallen out of bed.
Carole,
I'm sorry.
Do you know what? I'm almost unshockable at stuff you say, but
yes.
I'm...
Why? Because I
choice.
want people to be smart.
Women who want to wear
Serving food.
makeup can still wear makeup. Women who don't have to.
Most women wear makeup for
like?
lots of reasons. One, it makes them feel good.
They
One, it
still
makes them
can.
look good.
They still can.
You don't have to wear makeup for this programme, but you do every single time.
And I'm just going to... Before you do, I'm just going to say I am wearing makeup.
Yeah.
I am. This is me without makeup. I am not ashamed of how I look without makeup.
So why don't you look like that every week?
I just said it's choice. We should be allowed to choose whether we wear makeup or not.
And we come into this with some trepidation, any of the men on the panel.
I know, yeah.
I do notice, though, that when we go into makeup here, it does take a bit longer for you guys than it does for us. That's it. And my whole experience in television over the years is when you're scheduling, you schedule much longer for women than you do for men in makeup. Someone's given me this statistic that I'm almost embarrassed to use, which says that the average British woman spends 9 days a year applying makeup.
No.
That's what
That doesn't surprise me.
Quite where they got it from, I have no idea.
Look, I get that you need to have somebody, because, look, they're not just dishing out bacon rolls and that, right? They are the safety for that plane. They are the safety for that plane. So when you're cutting around trying to present a professional image to people, then if the airline had deemed that that's what they wanted to wear, then so be it. When I joined the army and they said, you've got to shave and have your hair cut short, Phil, I didn't question it and say, well, I couldn't possibly do that. I shaved my beard off and I cut my hair short, do you know what I mean? So...
What is wrong with good grooming? It's not a crime
How would you feel about delivering CPR wearing a tight pencil skirt, manicured nails?
Is this a dream of yours? That's for later.
You had to go there.
I do totally get it. I do totally get it. So long as they're presentable and they can do the job, but they,
Hold on, the key.
Somebody is deciding what they should look like.
You say you know a lot of Virgin.
I do.
Well, I knew one very well many years ago. They do like to look smart, but the key is what Afua said. No one's going to stop them. So if a 25-year-old girl wants to put on a ton of makeup, she can still do it. But equally, the girl she's working alongside, if she doesn't have to. I think it's an enlightened decision.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Can I let you hear what the young female writer Rebecca Reed has to say about this?
the problem that has been going on is that you have cabin crew of both genders, of all genders, and women were being expected to wear makeup, men weren't. So what they were saying is a male face with no makeup on it is professional, a female face with no makeup on it is unprofessional. Nobody agrees with that. Nobody thinks that a woman's face should be considered not good enough for purpose if it's not covered in makeup. And of course, anybody who still wants to wear the makeup still can, and anybody who still wants to wear the skirt rather than the trousers still can. It's about giving women more freedom of choice in the workplace.
OK.
Nobody except Carole.
Do you ever think that you may be stuck in 1955?
No, I don't think I'm stuck in 1950s. I think the girls who choose to be air hostess would rather be seen dead than not wear
Then
makeup.
let them
to work.
choose.
They can choose.
But that's their choice, but that is the point. There is a choice. They have a choice.
What are Virgin trying to achieve here by
Choice.
this? No, it's not choice. It's not.
I think the
choice.
announcement of having to actually announce that is actually a bit sort of like, why did you have to say that? Why did you have to tell everybody? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The choice, and I agree with you by saying that they should have a choice.
Because they were under
Absolutely.
pressure. And by the way, Carole,
Who's put them under pressure?
lipstick and blusher is BA. Virgin were requiring women to wear foundation. And actually, if you look at the policy, it's so interesting. The policy for women is like 10, 15, 20 points. The policy for men is like, make sure you're shaved and look remotely presentable.
And also there are, but it's not
They're
just
still
rules.
telling
It's
them to
not
shave.
just rules for women either. American Airlines have a rule that guys have to look out for their ear hair and their nose hair, which I think is perfect. I think that's also right as well. It's about grooming. And
looking at
Why can't I have some ear hair?
We don't get 9 hours to do it.
No.
So,
Let's look at this girl. She's a dating expert, and she's called Nadia Essex.
It's a PR, PC nonsense, quite frankly. I know my sister-in-law worked for Virgin for a decade. She loved the dress code. She loved the makeup code. She loved the glamour of it all. And it just gets to a stage where what's going to happen? Everyone's going to turn up to work in scruffy jeans and unwashed armpits and expect that that's okay to be serving me my chicken or beef on a flight. Absolutely not.
Listen, you're all going, oh my God, but that's
cannot.
true. If they relax a dress code and they relax a grooming code, some girls might tip up looking like they've just run
Hang
out
on, you
of
just
bed.
told us they all want to be made. You said they wouldn't be seen
I
dead
said-
without makeup.
I was
You're
very
arguing against
careful.
yourself.
I was very careful about how I said it. I said some girls. I don't think the majority of virgin girls will stop wearing
You're
makeup.
now arguing against yourself.
But to take her point, is it a rule at the moment that you can't have unwashed armpits?
They have not relaxed
I don't think it
the
is, in which
rules
case you could...
on cleanliness, presentability. They're
Yes.
just saying, as a woman, being professional and presentable doesn't mean you have to now have a face full of makeup. By the way, pop stars are among the group who wear the most
Let's see
makeup.
that picture of you again.
Okay,
You're a beautiful
fine.
girl, right? Look at
Thank
this
you,
picture.
Carole.
Just look at this picture with no makeup on. Would you go to a big, important meeting that you had with no makeup on?
Well, I've just
Looking
had
like
this
that?
shown on a very big,
Yeah,
important
but no, that's
meeting.
not my
guys.
point.
Yeah, no,
I just
that-
said, would
Well
you
done.
turn up at a meeting with no makeup
But that's
on?
her
Possibly.
choice.
And I definitely
Possibly.
feel it's important I have the choice. And if someone told me I had to wear makeup to that meeting, I'd be a lot less likely.
Yeah, but
to
And
wear
this
it.
is important too,
And-
because
and-
we've mentioned, I'm sorry, but
I
as
just-
we've mentioned Virgin Atlantic, I will come back to you, but we must just get this in. Executive Vice President Mark Anderson, we want our uniform to truly reflect who we are as individuals while maintaining that famous Virgin Atlantic style. We've been listening to the views of our people and as a result have announced some changes to our styling and grooming policy that support this. Not only do the new guidelines offer an increased level of comfort, they also provide our team with more choice on how they want to express themselves at work.
Thank you. I just wanted to show you Alicia Keys, who's one of my favourite singer-songwriters, and she voluntarily stopped wearing makeup because she felt it was unfair to portray representations of being highly made up as natural.
She's
what
also
women
one of the
should
most beautiful
look
women
up
on
to.
the planet.
She is
Afua.
extremely.
Not all women look
She
like
is
that without
extremely
makeup.
attractive, but I think that was brave, and I think.
No, it's not brave when
That
you look
hasn't
like that.
stopped other pop stars dousing themselves in makeup. It just shows that women want choice, Carole. It's 2019. Get with the program.
I'm with the programme.
Right,
I want to wear makeup.
OK, please. Right.
Go on, Nick.
Doors to manual. We must move on. But before we go, there's just time for this. Now, lots of people think politicians are all the same, rolling out clichés and sound bites and never answering the question. But they're not all like that, as Conservative backbencher Johnny Mercer proved when he appeared this week on the Political Party podcast with comedian Matt Ford. Here's a selection of his best bits.
My life up here, I've got to be honest, is pretty crap, right? So, you know, I live in a hotel, right? I'm basically like Alan Partridge. I have my... I have...
It's a travel tavern.
I genuinely have my own plate. In 2015, I won. And I was like, what do I do with this boat? So I thought, here's a good idea. I'll drive it up to London and I'll live on it. In my incredibly naive mind, I had this picture of, you know, waking up in the morning, having a coffee by the water. You know, in November they found a body in there. So I go to schools and, you know, and you hear little Sammy says, "Oh, I want to be an MP." I was like, "Don't be so stupid," you know.
And for that, Johnny Mercer, you win our straight foul talker of the week. Phil, he's ex-military.
Yeah, he's from the same background as myself.
He calls it the way he sees it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I applaud him for that. I really do. What a top geezer.
Our next Prime Minister, I suspect.
Yeah, he's a front runner, isn't he?
Yeah,
Great.
he is.
He's in the next intake.
Yeah. He has been
Why are you
there.
asking me? I'm the last person who will know who's going to be the next Conservative Prime Minister.
Well, it's always good to see people inspiring a young generation.
Yes,
to,
that's right.
Follow it.
And also, he's hot as well, actually. But that's bad.
We'll close on that.
Keeping in line with the 1950s
Doesn't work.
theme.
That's it for this week on The Pledge. But don't forget, you can join in the debate on Facebook or Twitter. See you next time.